What's up, guys, and welcome back to Bolt Action Ballistics. So I have a little situation going on here. I guess I can't get my ballistics gel order to, I don't know what's going on. They keep canceling my order. So my first original ballistics gel order was a groundhog. As you can see here, I have a rabbit. But my first order was a groundhog. I thought that would be awesome to start off with a groundhog or some kind of varmint, and do some VMAX tests, some varmint bullet tests, and get the channel started with some ballistics gel. So I ordered a groundhog, and a couple of days went by. There was no response, no tracking number. I was kept up with my emails. I couldn't get any confirmation on what was going on, so I sent them a message, and I was like, hey, well, what's going on with my order? They wrote me back and said, oh, your order got canceled. I was like, okay, whatever. Well, I guess I'll have to find it somewhere else then. So I quickly purchased a rabbit, actually 2 rabbits, from somewhere else, and within a matter of an hour or two I had a tracking number, and within 2 or 3 days I had my shipment of 2 rabbits. I opened it up, and according to the picture, I was picturing it to be a little bit smaller, and so these rabbits ended up being a little bit bigger than I pictured them to be. So like, well, that's awesome. So I quickly ordered one more rabbit. These rabbits were about $20, $15, $20 cheaper than the groundhog, so I was happy about that. So yeah, I got my 3rd rabbit in the mail, and we did 2 videos with this rabbit, or with rabbits. Those are posted up and going, and my second plan was to melt these rabbits down after we got them shot up, and to melt them into blocks. So my plan was to get the melting kit, the 10% starter ballistic kit, which involves 2 blocks of gel, the roaster oven, the mold, and a few other accessories. And I was going to melt these rabbits down. It's probably going to take a rabbit and a half or a rabbit and 3/4 to make the 16 by 6 by 6 block I was figuring on. But since these rabbits were a little bit cheaper, that's why I bought 3 of them, and we're going to make them into blocks once we got them shot up. So I got to looking around on some other websites. I was going to purchase the roaster oven kit so I can melt these things down. And I found a place where I could order it. I placed the order, and come to find out, I don't know why, but they canceled that order as well, or I think so. I just sent them an email, no response back on that, so I got them on the phone. Like, hey, what's going on with my order? It's been like almost 10 days since I put the order through. And yeah, apparently this company, it goes through this company and goes to the company that I originally purchased the groundhog from, that they canceled my order. I didn't realize that, or I never would have placed that order. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do now. He said give it a few more days. He claims it should ship. He's not sure. He can see as much as I can see. I got the order confirmation, and they sent me an email 2 days later, said that the order is processing, and it's been like that for a few days now. And yeah, so I don't know what's going on. I'm assuming they canceled that order. I guess we're going to give it a few more days, see what happens. If that order gets canceled, I think I'm just going to go to Walmart, buy a roaster oven. I can go on eBay, I can buy a mold, and I'm just going to have to piece some stuff together to get my meltdown kit complete, I guess. I was hoping just to buy the kit and be done with, but apparently they don't know how to ship something. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so today we got a 6 by 6 by 16 block in this box here. That rabbit's been shot on the last video with the 6.5 Creedmoor and the 308. Got some pretty awesome results on that. And I also do have one more rabbit that's not shot yet. I'm going to hang on to that for a few more days, I think. But today we're going to shoot this 6 by 6 by 16 inch block. I have a test I want to do. So here's kind of what I got in mind. So if you go out in the woods and you shoot at a deer and you happen to hit a twig or something, you know, I don't know, a branch that size, normally your entry wound is quite a bit bigger than if you have a direct hit with hitting nothing but your deer. So that's what we're going to test out today. We're going to do a direct hit on our ballistics block, and then we're going to shoot through this piece of plywood. We'll have it back a few inches. We'll shoot through this piece of plywood and into our block. And I want to get results on that. Let's see how much bigger of a wound channel going through this piece of plywood, basically simulating a branch or twig hit before you hit your deer. So that's what I'm going to test out today. quite windy out right now. Hopefully as the sun goes down, the wind might die down. And we're going to get to shooting and put that to the test and just see what kind of wound channel we can get on a direct hit and shooting through this piece of plywood, 3/4 inch plywood here. We're going to be shooting a 6.5 Creedmoor. I have some Winchester silver tip, ballistic tip, 140 grain. We're going to test that out on today and let's see what happens. So here we go. Okay, so I'm getting set up here and we're going to do our 16-inch block. The boards behind it will catch the bullet if it decides to go through that 16 inches of block. And so according to the internet, a deer is roughly 12 to 14 inches wide from rib cage to rib cage. That might vary a little bit from southern deer to northern deer. I think the deer around here are roughly the 14 to maybe 16. I don't know. I'd never measured one. But that's what we're here to find out today, is shoot through this 3/4 inch board, kind of simulating a branch or twig hit, and then we'll do a direct hit and just get some results. I personally have hit twigs before I hit a deer on some ballistic nozzler bullets, and the wound channel is quite a bit different than if you have a direct hit. You have a pretty good sized entry hole, and that might vary from depending how much brush you hit and how big, how much wood are you going through before you hit the deer. But that has happened a time or two to me. But today we're going to be loaded up with 6.5 Creedmoor. This is the 140 grain silver ballistic tip. That's what we're going to be shooting. Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's get some results here. So here we go. Okay, so we're set up to do the plywood shot first. I'm all set up here with a rest and everything. I stole your mom's couch cushions for this video. I'm just kidding. So yeah, I got some couch cushions here. It's not very stable or anything, but it's at least a little bit of a rest so we can make that shot. I'm hoping to place 2 shots in that ballistics gel side by side. Let's see what kind of results we can get. So here we go. Okay, the gun's clear. Let's go see what kind of results we got. Okay, so we got some pretty interesting results here. We have impact right here on our piece of plywood. And we got a good hit on our ballistics gel. Let's take a closer look. I think it's pretty cool. Check this out. Okay, so entry hole, exit hole through the plywood, entry hole, take a look at that wound channel. That is crazy. Get a really close look here. So we got good expansion on impact. And check that out. We got bullet pieces going both ways here. And we got an exit wound. Our bullet actually zipped off the side of my stack of boards there, and we did not catch the round. But check out that wound channel. That is crazy. We got pretty good expansion on impact. And that's what I was expecting to see. Good wound channel the whole way through there, and then it started tapering off, losing its energy, putting all its energy right into there on expansion, just like a bullet's supposed to do. Now let's see what happens when we get a direct hit without hitting the piece of plywood. Okay, let's try and get a good hit right in here. And let's see what happens. Okay, let's go ahead and give it our second shot, the one without the board. Okay, the gun is clear. Let's go check out our results. Okay, so we got some pretty awesome results here. So our bullet hit our ballistics gel, flipped our ballistics gel over. Our bullet is laying here on the table and landed, this ballistics gel landed on top of our bullet and melted a little hole here. The bullet is all sticky with ballistics gel. Let's take a closer look here, see what we got. Okay, check this out. See that little divot right there? That landed right on our hot bullet right here. It's all sticky. Our lead separated from our jacket. That's some pretty wild stuff. But anyway, back to our wound channel here. I think we got a noticeable difference on our wound channel. This was the board hit before impact, and this is a direct hit. Got a pinhole there for impact, and you got a pretty good size hole there for our board hit. You can see the wound channel difference. You can see our impact got a bigger wound channel, got a pinhole of an entry hole. Let's take a look from the side. Okay, so here is a side view. This was the direct hit. We got about 1.5 inches of penetration before the bullet started to open up. And that was the board hit before the ballistics gel. You can see there it opened up immediately. And wow, what a wound channel. Might be kind of hard to see on the camera. Get a closer look here. You can see there we got a little bit of penetration before the bullet started to open up all the way through there. And then this is our first hit there, and our second hit right in here. Some pretty cool results. So our board hit would definitely open up that bullet. Definitely got a bigger wound channel on impact. And that's what I wanted to see. That's some pretty awesome results. That is cool. So looking at our penetration results as far as where the bullet hit, our first shot we nicked off the side right here, and who knows where the bullet went. Our second shot hit right there. You can see a little bit of an imprint right there. Those two holes had been there. And then, yeah, we caught our second round right here on the table. That's awesome. Okay, so hitting a twig before you hit the deer, there's obviously a big difference. I've experienced it in the woods, and I wanted to do this test for a very, very long time. Do it on ballistics gel, get a visual, and we got some visual results right here. I'm not sure how good the camera picked up on it, but you can definitely tell a difference in the first few inches. Made a huge difference on that impact. That is some crazy results, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the next one.